The individuals here on the stage have a passion in common, namely alternative water sources. They're looking forward to telling us what they know about opportunities and obstacles regarding water reuse and rainwater catchment applications. We have here with us Peter Cartwright. He's been in the water purification and wastewater treatment industry since 1974. Peter has his own consulting engineering firm. He's authored 150 articles, written several book chapters, presented over 160 lectures in conferences around the world, is a recipient of the Award of Merit from the Water Quality Association, and he's the technical consultant to the Canadian Water Quality Association. In addition to his participation on this panel, Peter will be providing a podium presentation immediately following this panel discussion to round out our focus on water reuse. We have Mike Vail. Mike Vail is CEO and co-founder of Water Legacy LLC. Water Legacy LLC manufactures a gray water reuse system for toilet flushing. Mike was struck with his passion for water conservation through reuse after he saw a news report about water shortages and realized that we still flush our toilets with drinking water. Since that time, his mission has been to stop flushing with drinking water. Collin Fisher is founder of Aquacell. Collin is a chemical engineer with a biotechnology emphasis. He was awarded Entrepreneur of the Year by the government of New South Wales due to his passion for using non-potable water for use in applications including surface irrigation, clothes washing, and toilets. Paul James. Paul James is founder of Just Water Savers in Australia and co-founder of Just Water Savers here in the US. Paul is an expert about gray water diversion and irrigation systems for new and existing homes. Sam Caron is regional manager of Davey Water Systems in Australia. Sam is Davey's regional manager for the Pacific. He's a chemical engineer whose expertise lies in water treatment. Sam helped develop business relations with industrial accounts in New Zealand and is now involved in the global community water market. He's currently working on a Master's of International Business degree to give him further insight into doing business in cross-cultural environments. And last but certainly not least is John Bauer, whose passion for the environment led him to co-found Water Harvesting Solutions just 2 years ago after a 30-year marketing and sales career. This Duke University alum's other passions include inorganic gardening and brewing beer, in addition to talking about water. Okay, gentlemen, I have a question that I want to address to all of you. What, in your opinion, are the biggest hurdles facing the expanded use of alternate water sources in the United States? Let's start with you, Peter.
I think that, well, to answer your question, I guess, with a statement, I believe that there are no technological barriers to reusing water from any source. I'm talking about putting a black box on your toilet and drinking the water from it. The only barrier is called the yuck factor. But that being said, I think that perhaps, in my mind, the biggest barrier to complete acceptance by some of these newer innovative technologies would be for the regulators to be get up to speed with regard to what technologies, what effect they have on human health and factors such as that, and for the manufacturers to work in conjunction with the regulators to develop some reasonable or effective legislation.
Mike, you have a product that's ready to go right now. What's your biggest barrier to getting it in basements across America?
Basically, standard regulations out there. You know, like Peter just said, health and safety issues, along with also on the regulatory side, and then from the public side, the yuck factor. There's just nothing out there in most cases to test to, and then there's not enough systems out there and things in place yet to have enough information to even prove what the technologies can do. But I think across the board, the biggest concerns are with health and safety issues that basically boil down to there isn't really, in our case, where we're dealing with internal water reuse, specifically taking the gray water sources and reclaiming them for toilet flushing. People want to see a water quality standard developed out there, and one that companies like us can test to and get certified to at least accept them on that level.
And Collin, the same question. What I'm wondering is, do you think the barriers are the same in the United States as they were in Australia, or are they different?
I think the barriers are much higher in the US than they are in Australia. I think we've come a long way in Australia on these issues. We only 5 years ago had no legislation for reuse into buildings in Australia. Now we have some very sophisticated reuse standards across most of the states. And I think there is a lot that the US could learn from Australia. I'm not going to say for one moment that we Australians are any smarter than the US. There's no evidence for that, and I think there's probably plenty of evidence to the contrary. But what I would say is that we've had the need. We've had the need through more severe water shortages in our major cities, and through that there has been development of some very good methodologies for determining water quality testing. There are some very good examples of legislations, accreditation techniques in Australia, which could be implemented here. And I think the biggest step forward we have seen here in the US is the introduction of the green supplement to the plumbing code through the recent IAPMO green supplement. That starts the ball rolling on that. And certainly, though, a consistent, robust regulatory approval framework is necessary. The more consistent you have across the states, the lower the cost to manufacturers will be for implementing these types of systems, and the lower the cost, the higher the rate of uptake will be amongst the community.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is dropped dead in Australia from drinking recycled or reclaimed water, despite the skittishness of some of the authorities here in the U.S. about using it. Paul, what do you see as some of the impediments?
We're in the irrigation field, so a lot of the regulations and the codes do apply to us, but the biggest issue is that the states have taken it on themselves to define how grey water should be irrigated if it's not treated. And unfortunately, our biggest issue is trying to educate them as to what best practice irrigation is. It's not about disposing the water, it is about saying, I've got 100 gallons a day and I can irrigate that out to 2,000 to 4,000 square feet of garden space. So I don't need any potable water for irrigation. And that's where the savings are.
Sam, now, is Davey Water Systems is a utility?
No, we are a manufacturer.
You're a manufacturer?
We are a manufacturer of,
okay.
of equipment, yes. Water pumps, water treatment devices, and pool equipment.
Okay, what are the impediments that you see towards broader implementation of water reuse?
Well, to start with, I don't think there is any barrier to reuse water. Singapore does it very well. I don't know, most of you will be aware that Singapore recycles their wastewater and almost 100%. I think that's 99-point-something%. And they turn black water or dirty water into drinking water, and people are happy with it. So it's a matter of educating the public and also getting the regulators up to speed with the technology and getting them to accept this new technology. We've done it very well in Australia in relation to rainwater. 5 years ago, we started from scratch. People did not use rainwater in metropolitan areas to flush toilets or use water in washing machines, and now it's a very popular choice. More than 60% of the new houses have a rainwater tank.